Hello Leo, and welcome to the monthly love reading for singles for April 2019. Now for my loyal regular subscribers, I'm sorry I haven't been able to get out the weekly love readings to you guys. I'd recorded them, Mercury retrograde came, I lost everything, frustratingly had to start again. So I'm bringing these out to you. They're a little bit late, but better late than never. And so what I'm going to do is do a bit of a monthly spread, first 2 weeks, and then I'm going to clarify with the good old Rider-Waite for you, give you some more insight and draw you an oracle from the John Holland Psychic Tarot for the Heart like I do for the weeklies. Before we get stuck into it, quick channel update. We hit our first birthday. So happy birthday. Thank you to the very few that have been with me since the beginning. 1 year on YouTube. It's very cool. I am offering a birthday special for the month of April. So there's 20% off. Have a look in the description bar below if you're interested in a personal reading. To be honest, there's not a lot of spots left because I've just been like crazy with personal readings. So if you're interested, get in quick. But let's get into it, hey? There's a new moon in the sign of Aries on the 5th, and then we have a full moon in the sign of Libra on the 19th. So I feel like the Libra full moon is going to hold a little bit more power for you, okay? Even though Aries is your sister sign and the new moons are shifted into the new astrological year, I feel like this full moon is going to really help you. It's going to be a closure of some cycles that need to come out. You start off April with the Princess of Swords. So this is a card, the Page of Swords, that can be looked at a few ways. I can speak about having clarity, getting a message, something that allows you to close a door, I feel like. Maybe someone that you've been dating, there's a bit of competition, 7 of Wands. Now, in terms of signs, I will tell you guys straight up, I have a fire sign on the board. Could be another Leo, but Aries, Leo, or Sag, obviously. I also have an Aquarius. I have a Pisces. And I have an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I say Capricorn because it's come up as the King of Pentacles, feeling very strong Capricorn energy here. It could be a younger earth sign as well, or air. It could also be children because you've got 2 pages here, Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So someone, you or your love interest, could have children, and that's affecting your love life as well. What I really see here though is as you're coming into April, you've got that Prince of Swords, Princess of Swords, Page of Swords, trying to get that clarity on a situation. And you start off with the 7 of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So if this is you, obviously it's a fire sign, then it's having the patience you need to be able to start something new, okay? So what do I mean by that? Often we make a decision in our mind before our heart is ready. So we're like, yep, I'm going for that. And then it's like, the heart's like, oh, slow down. Or it's like, oh yes, go for gold. You've pulled 2 sevens. You have the 7 of Swords underneath it. The 7 of Swords often gets a bad rap, and sometimes I feel like people look at it in the wrong light, okay? For me, this speaks about moving forward, leaving bad negativity behind, things that have been challenging. It's the 5 of Swords, right? It's like wanting to move away, take your 2 swords and move forward. What's really interesting is that I do this reading in this way, cascading reading, because it speaks about the energy that it's strongest and then it flows down, right? Because you still have choice. After watching this video, you could make a choice and you could alter this reading because it's your life. You're empowered, right? Especially if you're in flow with the universal energy, then it shifts, it ebbs and flows. But I do it for a reason, because it allows me to have a look on the diagonals, what's coming in, and I can read the energy coming through from a multitude of ways, right? So here you've got 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. So I see you dropping some of the past, wanting to let go of this past. You have 2 5s on each other, 5 of Swords and 5 of Wands. 5s speak about change, okay? And these are the cards that are coming into that period, the middle of the month, before we're getting into that full moon. And when I clarify with this deck, we'll see the full moon cards coming through. But I feel like you're being very empowered and needing to have patience for letting go of a negative cycle. And for some of you, I feel like you've been in this repetitive cycle of dating dipshits, okay? There's no other way of putting it. Yeah, I can. I'm going back through your past, right? The cards. I don't often do this, but you've got the Fool. So there was a new beginning with someone, maybe a couple of months ago, 3 months ago. It was very fun. There was 3 people involved. You didn't want to believe it. Then you found out and you're like, oh crap, my instinct was right. That gut instinct that you don't listen to. And then it's like, oh, there was competition. Now, like, I get the clarity to know that that's done and I deserve better. This has been a cycle for some of you for quite some time, a repetitive cycle that's come through that keeps showing up, and they're showing me like this wheel of motion. I'm surprised I don't have the Wheel of Fortune here. It might come up in this deck, but I feel like there's a lot of circles in this. I'm seeing a lot of circles. Let me show it to you, right? So even in this Queen of Wands, she's got a sunflower above her head. It's very, very repetitive in that energy. Next to that, you have a card of healing, the Star. This represents Aquarius, but it also speaks about divine healing, trying to heal you from whatever past hurts it was. Then you have a Page of Pentacles, which speaks about an offer, another circle at the top, rebirth. Then at the very center, you have King of Pentacles with his nice coin. Then you have the High Priestess, more circles. Do you see what I mean? It's this, and then even on the Five of Swords, circle, circle, circle. Get off the treadmill. Know that you know your worth, okay? Learn the art of patience. And something else that I think is really important to you, I was talking to a good guy friend of mine who tends to attract really, what's the right word? Really emotionally unavailable women that push his boundaries, right? Because he is very loving and he's wanting a connection. But what happens is each time he goes through and he attracts the same person, he goes through the same cycle and then wonders why it goes through that Tower moment again and everything falls to shit. And then he's like, Ali, what have I done wrong? It's like, well, you've allowed your boundaries to be taken down by someone who wasn't worthy of you in the first place, okay? This is not an easy thing to do. Setting up a boundary when you're in dating and when you're single about who you want and what you want takes courage. It takes guts, because basically you need to say to yourself and get to a place where you're like, I am comfortable being single. I am single by choice until I find the right one for me. So all you other players, you can try, you can come at me with your BS, but it ain't going to make no difference because I know what I want. I know how it's going to be. I know what I'm going to take. When you step into that kind of environment, Leo, you become empowered, okay? It's a whole different kind of energy shift. And I'm telling you this here because I see that coming in for you at this new moon in Aries. I see that potential coming through. I see you having the ability to draw that through to you, okay? You've got the Star here. It's healing energy. And I love in this David Bowie deck, it looks like electricity, right? Electric. It's like all of a sudden, bam, there's Leo awake. And your intuition is going to be really strong. You have the High Priestess here. It could be a Taurus, could be a Pisces, but I feel like it's talking more to your intuition. You're going to be tapped in to Source, to Creator. You're going to feel very guided, and you are. We all are. It's a good place to be. But I want you to get out of this negative headspace, okay? Out of feeling like you need to defend yourself, out of feeling like you need to prove your worth, and stepping more into this empowered, calm space of this King of Pentacles. Now, this could be your love interest that you're drawing in, okay? Bear in mind, it's a general reading, so it's not always going to resonate. But if it is an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, this is the trump of all of them, right? It's King of Kings for a reason. They get to this place because they've gone through a lot of challenges. But the King of Pentacles is very, very grounded. And even though in this card he looks quite floaty, he's connected to Source, but also has this connection still to the ground, to the earth, very grounded in who he is and what he wants. And if this is not your person that you're attracting, then this is who you're becoming. Let's have a look at what happens after the second week as we get closer to that full moon. So looking at about from the 15th of April onwards. Thank you, Spirit. Can I please have some clarifying cards? There it is. Ace of Wands. Yeah, boom. Told you. It's passionate new beginning, feeling very creative. I feel like you're going to get closer and closer. Brand new beginning. The Fool, Aries. You're going to get closer after this Aries full moon to the full moon in Libra, and you're going to be healed and you're going to be very empowered, Leo. Especially if you watch this, Cancer, Chariot card. Especially if you're watching this, the Hierophant, commitments, marriage, stability. Especially if you're watching this and you're going, yeah, Ali, you're right. I need to set my boundaries. I need to know my worth. Then I feel like if you can actually take that on, and if that wisdom imparts from you, like Spirit's telling me, if you can take that on and actually apply it, right? Not just listen and then go, yeah, she's right. Actually go, yeah, she's bloody right, and I'm no longer going to take that. And you know what? You may even need to do the step beforehand and decide what it is that you want. Half the time for personal readings, people are always asking me, who's my soulmate? When am I going to meet my soulmate? How is it going to happen? Well, it's like, do you actually know what you want when it comes to a soulmate? It's like, well, how do I know? I haven't met them. Well, you need to decide the kind of person you want to share your life with, right? And this is where it starts. This is where the empowered thing comes back. You can't expect the universe to deliver you a partner, your perfect partner, if you don't even know what you want, if you don't even know who you are, right? You make that mental shift. I promise you the energy will come in thick and fast. Aries, the Emperor coming up again. Right, I didn't ask for these cards, they just flipped out. On the King of Pentacles. It could be an earth sign with fire rising, or it could be a fire rising, sun sign with earth rising. The Star. Wow, look at this shift. I told you, as soon as you get to that full moon in Libra and you close that freaking door, you start a new beginning. Holy crap. 2 more, please. Thank you, Eddie. 2 more cards for Leo. Yeah. Just as I say that, and then you get your worry wart pants back on. That's so funny. It's like almost too good to be true because it happens so fast. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, repeating message. So 5 of Swords at the bottom. And that you've got the 5 of Swords here. Okay, 5 of Swords is like, Swords is all mental energy, right? But it's winning the battle but losing the war, right? So it's like you win at something, petty argument, something like that, but you lose the long game. I'll get to that. I'm going to park that for a second because I want to talk about this. I was just talking to you about setting boundaries, right? And as soon as you do that, if you can actually adopt that and actually take that energy on, you should see this shift. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards for the last 2 weeks of April coming into Easter over that whole beautiful period. Hopefully you're all having a nice break. You're going to have this brand new start. You have the Ace of Wands coupled with the Fool. Like passionate new beginnings, taking a leap of faith, jumping off the side of a mountain kind of stuff, right? Not that I'm advocating for that, right? But you get what I mean. That energy that's... for those that are experiencing spring, for those that are in the US and the UK, it's like spring has sprung. It's like I've got, you know, the bounce back in my step. You know that feeling when you have a really good sleep and you go to bed and you wake up and you're like, yeah, la, 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 and you're in the shower and you're like, life is so good. That's the feeling as soon as you change your mindset, okay? Look, who doesn't want that feeling, right? And when you choose to be in that headspace, and it is a choice, right? I want to stress that quite clearly. You become like this, you become the side of Leos that I love, this beautiful, romantic, you know, soppy kind of, well, not soppy, but romantic, caring, loyal, all the good stuff that are Leos, you know, you become that instead of this anxious, snappy, you know, unsure of, lacking confidence. I always think of Leos as the lion from, what's it called? I was about to say Alice in Wonderland. It's the wrong thing. From There's No Place Like Home, Wizard of Oz. I always think of the Leo as like a Leo sign as like the lion from Wizard of Oz, you know. He's like all the way through doesn't think he has the courage, doesn't think he has the heart, but actually he does. And then the strength that he gets, the empowerment that he gets from that is amazing. And I mean, look at this. You have the card of someone that is so romantic and loving and giving. You know, this is my Mr. Romance of the deck, someone that just wants to woo you and look after you. Next to the card of strength, empowerment, the Emperor, the King of Kings, on the King of Pentacles. Now, for some of you, this could be that the person you're wanting to attract is a leader in their field, is grounded. This card combination, it's a really beautiful card combination actually. If they are a sun sign with a rising like earth and fire, I have that same energy, that's me. So I'm a Capricorn with an Aries. So I understand what that energy is like, but it's like on one hand, they're very grounded, and the other hand, they're very entrepreneurial, right? So this could be the person that you're wanting to attract or the person that does come in. I don't have any new cards that speak about new romance, right? Like Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, that kind of thing. I have a new beginning, and I feel like this new beginning is in your mindset. It's within you. That doesn't mean for some of you that this might not be something new. It could be a passionate like fling as you're coming into that full moon period. Something that maybe that's it. Maybe you need to have a little bit of how you going, hot sex to snap you out of the lull, and then you get you're back on your throne, nice and strong, ready to take on the world. Maybe that's what it is, Leo. Either way, as you get closer to the end of April, you're going to be full steam ahead. You have the card of the Chariot with the Hierophant. Amazing combination. Not only are they both major arcana, which means you can't escape the energy even if you tried, it's destined. The Chariot and the Hierophant coupled together for me speaks about forward movement, and this speaks about large institutions. It also speaks about in relationships or love readings, commitment. Okay, now obviously that's very stoic in terms of like the church and that kind of avenue. You might not believe in marriage. It's whatever commitment is for you, okay? But it's forward movement towards this. This is what you're moving towards. Is it going to happen in April? No, but you're moving towards it, okay? It may not even happen until June or July, but I feel like you're getting the opportunity. Look at how beautiful this is. To heal from your past hurts, to know your worth, to set your boundaries, to feel empowered so that you can attract this love. You're trusting your intuition and you're being healed by the divine so that you can move forward. Don't fall back into this headspace, okay? This combative 7 of Wands, 9 of Swords, anxious, like, you know, stressing, blah, blah, blah. If for some of you, this energy is because you have like a one night stand or some kind of fling in the second half of April, try not to have expectations, okay? For those of you that this does happen, that you have like just a random one night stand, fling, blah, 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 and then you're sitting by the phone waiting for them to message, they're not going to message, okay? That's not the purpose of that person. The purpose of that person was to wake you up so that you set your boundaries again, you get empowered, you find your energy, okay? Don't be sitting by the phone waiting for them to call. That I don't think that person is going to be that for you. Obviously, this is general readings. It's going to be different for everyone. But I feel like that person's going to be the catalyst to get you where you need to be. That's going to prep you for May, June, July, when a new person will come in then. Yeah, absolutely. Can I please have additional guidance for Leo? Thanks, Eddie. Just one more card for my Leo singles. What do they need to know?